hit record. Um, Try to be in the waiting room as we get started, but this is going to be a little bit of interactive tonight because I want you to start thinking about your business beyond like the Tuesday paycheck. Okay. And I know I labeled this beyond a paycheck. And I honestly feel like the most accurate statement I've ever said about this business is that it's the one thing that I never knew I needed. Right. And when you break that down a little bit, you open up your heart. I want you guys to open up your heart too tonight of like what exactly this business means to you. And I want you to be open and I want you to be honest with yourself on what exactly that means. I wrote down some things that I took away from Punta Cana over the weekend. A lot of things that I wasn't expecting that I was gonna like be sorting through while I was there, but I used this time as a time to just kind of reflect on my business, to reflect on how far we've come, to reflect on, where we go from here and that sort of thing. And it was a very, how do I say it? It was a very heart-opening weekend where it's just a different vibe when you surround yourself with people with a like vision. And for those of you that have been to Palooza before, you probably know what I'm saying. Sue, you're on here. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm saying. But it's just a different vibe. You go from like this fear-based business, like I don't know if I can do it, like counting myself out. We talked about that a little bit last week, but you go from that to wow, look at what's actually possible for my business. And yes, that abundance mindset. So some things that I took away three big things. Number one, I took away what exactly is possible for us in this business, in not just the financial aspect, but in being able to experience life to the fullest. What exactly this company is doing. And I know we've touched on it a little bit before, but I know that we say that we work for a nutritional company, but we really don't work for a nutritional company. I hope you know that. I'm gonna get into it here in a minute, but it opened my mind up to talking to other people that aren't just on our team, that are on different teams, that some big leaders that maybe I've seen on YouTube or that sort of thing, some big leaders that have talked on our larger team Zooms over the years, and just realizing like, it's not all just about that Tuesday paycheck. It's about the mindset. It's about the person that you're becoming. It's about the heart that you're creating. It's about all of these things. So number one was just what's possible. And I went through probably the first time in my business these last couple of weeks where my husband, like, he actually told me he was proud. And that just hits you some sort of way. Like, I know he's always been my biggest supporter. I'm very blessed at that. But to have him like almost tears in his face say like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm only here because of you and you did this, like say things like that. It's just like, wow, that was so worth it. Like every season where I stayed up late or I woke up early or I didn't want to do it, or, my live videos may have been at 4 o'clock in the morning after I was coming off of being on call or whatever I was going through in that moment, it made it all worth it when he looked at me and he said, I'm so proud of you. And I know that it's not all about the paycheck, but to have him look at this business as an actual business meant a lot for me this weekend, because he still struggles a little bit with abundance, with scarcity mindset when it comes to money. Like, he's scared to check the mailbox and he doesn't look at the bank account and I'm the one paying the bills kind of deal. But actually like putting the payments through is what I mean. But he doesn't see like what happens Tuesday to Tuesday, right? Until I showed him the 1099 and he said, wow, right? And it opened up his mind a little bit, this weekend, and he got to talk to some people and meet some people and make some awesome connections with other husbands that were there. And it was just like, wow, like we can create something totally different for ourselves than maybe the current season that we're sitting in or the seasons that we've sat in before. So I want you to open up your heart tonight of what exactly is possible with this business. Number two is authenticity feels really fucking good. Like, I'm sorry. I got a lot of flack for not getting down there in the crowd, but I will tell you, like, you meet me in person, I'm pretty quiet. Like I keep to myself a little bit. I know I say like I'm a sweatpants leader. Like I live in sweatpants and I just like, I don't know, I just like doing my own thing. I'm kind of quiet and very non-confrontational, just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain myself, but I went through a moment where I felt like I had to do things to kind of fit in, where it was like, I felt like I was catching myself in moments where it's like, I need to be a part of what everybody else is doing, or I need to go down and make sure that I'm in the group photo or whatever. But my intention for that weekend was not to be a part of the crowd. My intention for that weekend was to focus on my husband, because that's what I needed in this season. And that meant relaxing. That meant like, I literally took him to Punta Cana with a knee injury, and it was very scary because he could barely walk. Like, he shouldn't have gone, but we went anyways. And that we'll deal with soon, but it felt really good to just do my own thing. Right. And to say, you know what, I don't have to do everything that everybody else is doing. And I don't have to do it the way that most people think that it should be done. I ordered room service and I watched the show from my balcony because it was a very good view from where I was. And the hotel was like 1,800 rooms. It was very overwhelming for me. It was like, if I'm being honest with you, big crowds, I don't know, it just makes me nervous. But nothing was in walking distance. You had to trolley everywhere. And it was just really overwhelming when my focus was to relax and just kind of chill with my husband and focus on us and focus on reconnecting. Right. But I'll tell you that when people started responding to my stories of the way that I was showing up for my business in my own authentic way, in my sweatpants from my balcony and just chilling out, doing whatever I wanted to do, they said things like, I respect you for continuing to be yourself. Right. And as much as like we want the likes and we want the comments and we want like to fit in with everybody else, like you don't have to fit inside a bubble. You don't have to fit in anybody else's box, right? You check your own boxes of what you want this business to be. And so it was just really a humbling moment to look at myself and say, you know what, you can just be you. And you don't have to like put on a front or pretend like you're somebody you're not on your social media. Right. And then the number 3 is that we don't work for a nutritional company. We work for a lifestyle company. And I thought about that a lot this weekend. And I thought about the fact that we have lifestyle capsules, lifestyle mix. It's a lifestyle getaway. And I kept thinking to myself, like, this company, yes, we sell a nutritional product. We sell the same vitamins, all of us, every single one on this Zoom. But what our CEOs are doing for us is they are teaching us, by this business model being available to us, they are teaching us how to live a life of more joy. They want you to live your best lifestyle in whatever that means to you. They want you to see you in your best health. That's why they produce these products. That's why they put premium grade ingredients into our products. They want to see you pay off debt. They give us bonuses. They give us so many promos, so many perks of being a part of this business financially, right? They want to see you live a life beyond paycheck to paycheck, beyond the time clock, right? They give you a business model that you can work from your phone from anywhere you want, in the pockets of your time, whenever you're first starting out, and maybe you do work full time, and then eventually you get to grow that and you get to experience that little bit of freedom and what that financial relief starts to feel like. And it's all their motives of this business is to give you that best lifestyle, the best lifestyle that you can create for your own individual family and what that matters to you, right? And so you add on top of that a lifestyle getaway. Many companies in this industry, they save that for the top. I hope you know that. They save that for the top. They save their auto bonus, their luxury cars or whatever. They save that for the top ranks. Your company decided that they were going to level out the playing field and they were going to make that available at the second rank. Your car bonus available at the second rank. They said, you know what, like, come one, come all, like everyone is welcome here. We are going to level this out a little bit. And we're not just going to make it all about the tippy top. And I respect that so much. And it's like, just being there on the beach, it made me realize, like, this isn't about the nutritional product. This is about the lifestyle that you can create. And what a shame if you keep that from somebody else because you're playing small in your business. And I know, trust me, I know I preached to you guys a lot about how I played small in my business for a very long time. And my hope out of sharing that with you is that you don't continue to sit on your potential as long as I sat on my potential and I counted myself out and I didn't speak up about my business and I didn't put forth the motion to be able to build that confidence in myself, to learn my voice in this business on social media. And I sat behind my screen for far too long, right? 4Ks used to earn getaways. Wow. So take that what you want, but it's so much bigger than a Tuesday paycheck. And so this is where your pen and paper is going to come into play here. And I'm going to go through a couple things with you guys. And then I'm going to invite you to dive a little bit deeper with something I listened to on the way home from work tonight, from one of our fearless leaders who has no idea how much I listen to her content and how much I need her content sometimes. But we'll get into that in a second. I want you to write a list. I want you to put down 5 lines. Hold on. I've caught enough. 5 lines on your piece of paper. And I want you to write down at least 5 things. And you're welcome to put it in the chat. We can make this interactive if you would like. 5 things that this business has provided you that has nothing to do with a paycheck on Tuesday. And it takes some mental work to kind of bring that out of yourself. I think a lot of times, especially if you are in a really hard financial situation or season right now, it's really hard to focus on what we don't get out of this business yet, or where we aren't, or the rank that we haven't earned yet, or how slow our business is growing. Maybe those are words that you're speaking over your business that you need to kind of check yourself a little bit, right? And so this might look like absolutely confidence, courage, self-love. I love all of those. I wrote down a couple things. I wrote down how many? I wrote down 5. I wrote down growth. Have you grown at all since you started your business? In what ways have you grown? Right? Are you more confident? Do you have more courage? Do you love yourself more? And you have to remember something that Katie said that just like still sits with me, is that you're carrying another woman's blessing, right? And so these things that the business has provided you has nothing to do with your paycheck. You are able to provide that for her. And so maybe this opens up your content a little bit, that you can start talking about the confidence that you've built here, the growth that you've seen in yourself, the fact that you love yourself more just from being a part of this journey, right? this experience? What are you sharing with them besides that they can earn additional income or they can get healthier, right? I wrote down confidence as well. I wrote down faith. I walk a little closer to God because of this business. And that's a powerful, powerful thing, because for a very long time I was angry. And for a very long time I didn't believe. I didn't. Friendships, like legit friendships, you guys. I'm talking about people who like know when you're quiet on social media and they're like, girl, what's up? I can tell something's going on. Like, what's going on? Do you need to talk? I'm here to help you, right? It's not these like fake petty friendships at work who like treat you nice and then they're 1 minute they're talking about you the next, right? It's not toxicity. It's not negative behavior that people are trying to drag you into. It's like genuine relationships, genuine friendships that you've built in this business where you just have somebody that can pour into you at any moment that you need it, right? I made a friendship over the weekend. Somebody has nothing to do with our team, with M's downline at all. But she was incredible. Her and her husband and me and my husband, like we linked up accidentally. I was asking her for a beach chair, like if she was still using it. And I don't know how, but 2 hours later, we were literally still there talking to them. Like we put down the chair and we sat on the chair and we started talking to them. Like we didn't drag the chair away. We literally sat there for like 2 hours talking to these people. And then the next day we're like, where are you going to be? We're going to link up. And then the next day it's like, oh my God. And it was just like, God put them in our path for a reason. Like we talked about some deep, deep stuff. We talked about some really, really powerful stuff that like the normal Joe Schmo like doesn't have those conversations with people at all. Right. But you notice like things like that. It's like a little God wink. It's like, dang, he just put them in my path and I know that I need them in my life. Right. And so maybe you've built some friendships like this along the way. Maybe it's within our tight group, right? Maybe it's within our chat. Maybe it is a sideline sister, right? That is not your upline or is not anybody that's in your team chat. Maybe it's just that person that you go to and just like me, you need their content a little bit, right? That you keep going to that leader and you keep listening to that podcast and you keep going in the team page and you're searching their name because you need the message that they put out, right? That's still a friendship, right? That's still a relationship that you've built. That's still a connection. Okay. Let's see, the energy to play with my kids. Absolutely. Reading, personal development. Oh my God. More self-love. I love it. Friendships. You just wrote that so quick. You're shocked. Oh my gosh. I love that. Yes. Sometimes we downplay it because it's so easy. It's so easy to just default to like the easy way out. And the easy way out is to go into negativity, is to go into how come I'm not there yet? How come she's got it and I don't, and I've been here longer and all of the negative things. That's easy. Stop doing easy, right? Stop doing easy. You got to move to the hard. Okay. And we're going to get into this a little bit. What else did I put? I put health down here, but those are all great things. Okay. Those are ways that you've been blessed by this business that you can offer somebody else. So when you're posting your content, open your heart up to that a little bit, to the fact that you can share more than just the Tuesday paycheck that you're earning or your transformation with the product or whatnot, or how you feel on the product. I also, the last part that we're going to do is I want you to make 2 columns on your paper. So you're going to have, is this left for you or is this right? I don't even know. You're going to have like a left column. Is this left for you? You're going to have a left column and a right column. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Okay. You're going to have a left column and a right column. Okay. On your left column, I want you to write down some things that you're currently experiencing, some seasons that you're currently in, right? So maybe you struggle with your faith. Maybe you're struggling with your health. Maybe you need to be a little bit more active, or you need to start taking care of your body a little bit more. Maybe you need to be a little bit more diligent with your finances. Maybe you are in a lot of debt. Maybe you are having lots of arguments with your spouse. Maybe you're struggling with your marriage. Maybe you're struggling with your self-love. Maybe you, I don't know. What is your current season that you're in? Maybe you feel like you're bound to the time clock. Maybe you have limited time off. These are some things that I wrote down. I literally just got back from being gone. I just took this part-time job, so I have like 0 leave. Okay. I have 0 leave, and that's just part of being part of a new job, part of healthcare, right? There's no perks. But my leave, the way it works, the reason why I wrote down limited time off is because everything is all wrapped into one. Like my sick time, if I like had a kid and I wanted to have maternity leave or whatever, if I have a sick kid and I need to call out, that's all wrapped into one. And when it's depleted, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bereavement, I think we get like 3 days, and they were expected to come back to work like a normal human being. Like, I don't know where they do that at, but that doesn't sound like the lifestyle that I want. Okay. I don't want to continue to be in debt. I don't want to always be tied to the time clock. I want more freedom in my life, right? I wrote down at one point I had no savings account at all. So maybe that's your current season, or maybe you have a savings account, but it's not what you want it to be. Maybe you're still fearful over the what ifs. What if the car breaks down? What if there's medical expenses? What if, right? If that still freaks you out, that's part of your current season. If you're still scared to go check the mailbox, that's part of your current season. You live in scarcity around money, right? Let's see, poor mindset, lacking self-belief. That might be a current season that you're in. It doesn't mean it has to stay, but what did I say last week? I said like acknowledging it is the first part of creating change towards it, right? You can't change something that you're not aware of. Awareness. That's what we were talking about last week. You cannot change something that you're not aware of, right? It's just like if like my debt journey, let's say, for example, if I had no idea how much debt I had, how am I going to ever get to my goal if I don't know where I've started, right? This is the same thing with your column 1. So this is your current lifestyle. These things that you wrote down. It's okay if it's not pretty. Okay. Your starting point will never be pretty. Neither will the person that's about to join you, right? But when they hit you with things like, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that, my husband doesn't support me, I don't have money, whatever, you're going to be able to look at your column and say, girl, I've been through that, right? I know what you're feeling. You'll be able to relate to her, right? I know what you're feeling. The next column, I want you to think about what are some things that you've seen our leadership on our large team, what are some things that you've seen them experience or create, right? Maybe they've paid off debt. Maybe they are full-time families, meaning they don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe they travel. Maybe they do a lot of giving, right? Maybe they walk really, really strongly in their faith. Maybe, I don't know. What are some things, you guys? What are some things? Maybe they're health focused. Maybe, get back chance. Maybe they, Lord help us. Maybe they travel. Oh, sorry, you guys. This is what a cat mom goes through. Cats are little a-holes. But anyways, I love them so much. Maybe they have more opportunities to give. Maybe they travel more. Maybe they do have time freedom. Break it down a little bit more. What have they actually created by creating that time freedom? More memories with their families, more memories with their kids, field trips, right? Things like that. Not having to put babies in daycare and not having to worry about calling out when the kids get sick. You see that they post about these things, right? You see that they're like, thank God I don't have to call out to my 9 to 5 because I've built this. I've persevered for this. I can give in this way because I went through my storm, right? This column on your right is your column of what's possible. So your column on the left is maybe where you're currently sitting or where you've sat before. And on the right, it's what's possible. Our leaders have showed us exactly what's possible, given the exact same business model, the exact same product, right? And they are leading us. So what's to say that we can't do the same thing? Our mindset. Our mindset is the only thing, right? And so at the bottom of that, and we're going to wrap this up. At the bottom of that, you've got column 1, column 2. Where am I currently sitting? what is exactly possible for the life that I want to create? And then at the bottom, what's it going to take to get to the right, to get to the column on the right? You know, one thing that Ed Milet talks a lot about is hunger, being hungry, having that vision for what you want in your life. And he gave an example. He told a story once. I don't remember like all the details, so don't quote me on it, but he was basically saying like he was pretty young. Like I think he was in his 40s and he went to go, his uncle died, I think of a heart attack or something like that. Like just super young. His uncle died. Went to the funeral. On the flight back, like there was this little infomercial that talked about this scan that you could do to look at your arteries. And he was like, my uncle just like flat out died, like super young from a heart attack. I wonder what my scan would say. Anyways, he set himself up to go for a scan. He does the scan there's like an hour break where between doing the scan and getting the results, he said he went and got a burrito from Chipotle. Then he came back and he sat down with the doctor and the doctor said, oh my God. He said, I've never seen such unhealthy arteries on a man your age. Right. And normally doctors will say, you got to change, you got to make these changes, right? Like it's what's best for your health, blah, 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 blah. This doctor said, if you don't make changes, you're not going to walk your daughter down the aisle. Somebody else is going to do it for you. Right. And that was an aha moment for him. And it's just like we say, there's two motivators for people. There's the gaining of pleasure, the accolades, the paying off debt, the building the dream home, the whatever. And then there's the avoidance of pain. And so for him, that spoke so much more to him. The fact that somebody else might have to walk his daughter down the aisle if he didn't start taking his health seriously. And he said he never went back. And he's been like rock solid in his health routine, eating healthy, going to the gym, exercising, making sure that he's making every move that he can make to make sure that he's there for that. Right. And you have to look at your business the same way. Like, what's it gonna take for you to get to that right column, to get to that right side? Some people, it might take some really hard times. It might take when your back's against the wall. It might take you get to that moment where you're just like, forget this. Like, I am not going back, right? I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I'm not going to continue to argue over money. I'm not going to continue to feel like I'm wasting all my time at a job that's not protecting me, right? That's not fulfilling me. Whatever it is for you, there's going to be a moment where you think you're all in this business. And I thought that for a little while. I thought when I was at 4K, I thought I was all in my business. Really, it was just like I was starting to take my business seriously. There's a difference. When 2020 hit me and I worked COVID in the hospital and I was redeployed to the ED and to the ICU, places I never said I would never, ever, ever go back. There's a reason why I left those units, right? I was miserable, okay, in many, many ways, but I was forced to go back, right? Because I was dependent on that paycheck. I had no other option, right? And after seeing the way that the hospital treated me, after 2 years of working through the pandemic and meeting the needs of the department, and they handed me chocolate covered pretzels. It was the day of the chocolate covered pretzels that did it for me. They handed me chocolate covered pretzels that said, all of us, we got chocolate covered pretzels, no bonus, no raise, no, we understand this is hard. Like, let me answer your questions. How can we're going to get through this. Like, none of that. Chocolate covered pretzels, this little miniature bag. I'm sure they got bulk discount, but there was a sticker on it. Karen's face. There was a sticker on it that said, you are not alone, KNOT. And I said, forget this. Like, I still am waiting for answers from my chief nursing officer on concerns that I had for my well-being in the ED and the ICU. And I said, forget this. I said, this isn't the lifestyle that I want. That's when I started taking my business for real. And I went all in and I got really uncomfortable. And I started sharing the fact that I don't like my career. And I started sharing the fact of everything I was going through, right? The fact that I am in debt, the fact that I do live in a house that's downsized and we've been here for 2 years and we don't like the house that we live in, right? It's not our dream home. I don't have an office. We're still paying off debt. We haven't put our kids in activities until just now and they're 5 and 6 years old. We haven't had a third kid because we weren't sure if we'd ever be able to afford it, right? These are the things that I had to just say, I have to let my ego go. And the fear of what everybody else is going to think about me. I have to let that go if I'm ever going to get to my right side of the page. Right? I had to believe in myself, believe in my product, believe in my leadership, believe in the company, that I was put in this place for a reason. I wasn't searching social media for this business. I wasn't looking to lose weight. I wasn't looking for a vitamin. I wasn't looking for any of this. But it's been exactly the one thing that I never knew I needed, because I've gained so much more out of this than a Tuesday paycheck. Right? And so the last thing I want you to do is, what's it called? Let me grab it. Episode 34. Katie Coberline. Okay. Episode 34 of her podcast says, grab a pen. It's time you dream big and stop playing small, right? Dream and play big again, girl. Episode 34. She put it out on September 8th of 2021. Damn. I didn't know that was the date of that. I don't know. It just popped up. I was like, I'm going to listen to some Katie on the way home tonight from work. And that's just, I don't know. It caught my eye and I listened to it and it's like 10 minutes. You deserve 10 minutes. You can give yourself 10 minutes. You can give your dream, your vision, your business 10 minutes to finish this off, because you've made that list on the left, that list on the right, right? But she's going to take it one step further for you. Okay. Will you do it? I don't know. If you're ready to go all in your business, maybe you will. And maybe you'll start to see some changes in, if you just open your heart and open your mind up to the fact that you still got a lot of growing to do. Let go of your ego and start sharing your heart a little bit more. I promise you, your business is going to take off. Okay. I promise you it will. Right. So go finish this off with episode 34, September 8th, 2021. Wow. That was a really hard month for me. But
Amber,
yeah.
where can we find that at? Like, is it on Spotify or is it on the team page? Or
you know what? I don't know if she's on Spotify, but I will copy the link and I'll send it to our chat. I know she's on Apple Podcasts. I don't know. Sue, do you know? She is on Spotify, Sierra says. Okay. Got it. So she's on both. See, it's a win-win. But here we go. I'll paste it into our chat there and go finish this off. Okay. Don't let yourself keep being the only thing that's holding you back. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.